Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Medichams, and welcome to week 7 of the MDL, where this week we're finally going up against none other than 1Z Bayonet, which is absolutely crazy, and I believe, if I remember correctly, their name is the Soul Samurots? I can't remember I feel like I'm remembering that wrong. Why am I remembering that wrong? Anyways, here are the teams. What? Very, very scary team. Thankfully, no Dunsparce is here, but we do see Terra Ice Regieleki. So, which is kind of what I expected. I was expecting either ice or ground, and I thought ice made more sense. So that's very good to know. Very excited about this game, though. Let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to see Palafin, Lando, Diancie, Decidueye, Passimian. Okay. No Swalot is very nice. No Heatran is amazing. And also no Mandibuzz and no Latias. Okay. Very interesting. I was fully expecting Heatran to come. I thought Heatran had a pretty good matchup into me. I mean, yeah, I did have 2 waters, but still. Alrighty, so... if you're Terra Ice Regieleki, let me see Araquanid, because I am Choice Band Araquanid. If you are, let's say, Thunderbolt, or let's say Supercell Slam, why not? It does Okomi if you opt to lead with that, but I also have Crooked as a pretty safe swap into that. I also have, let's see, Oil Spill. I also think Araquanid punishes Palafin switching in, because nothing wants to switch into a Banded Liquidation. So I think I do really want to lead Araquanid here, and I also feel like if they do lead the Regieleki, I don't think they're going to click Supercell against me. Especially when I have a Crocodile. Yeah, they're not going to do that. I do really like this lead. I think Banded Araquanid makes a lot of sense here, so I'm going to go ahead, confirm it. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. Very, very excited about this game. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm actually battling 1Z. This is going to be so much fun. Alrighty. Let's see what ends up happening here. I am a very offensive build. This is a very offensive team. So I'm very excited to hopefully see it pop off. Let's see what they want to lead off with here. We are going to see on my opponent's end, it's going to be Mayhero Ryan. That's Passimian. Okay, so Passimian is the lead. Passimian, Liquidation has the chance to one-shot you. Probably not, but it has a chance to. So I think what I'm going to do, we could see a knockoff here. I think I'm just going to click Liquidation, though. Do I think you click Rock Slide here? Rock Slide. It does 49 to 58%. I could definitely see it. I'm going to go ahead and click Liquidation. I think I'm just going to click the button. We are going to see a U-turn. Okay, that makes sense. So this is a decent chunk of damage. It took me down to 255. So let's see, 255, that's 25%. So yeah, it's not banded. It's probably, yeah, Silent I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Decidueye comes in. So we're going to go off for a Liquidation here. Bada bing, bada boom. That's not a switch in. We love to see that. Yeah, that's great. I love that. Okay, so Decidueye took a lot of damage from that. I'm very excited about that. I could go into Hydrapple here. I think Hydra makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Decidueye. The Spirit Shackle does a decent chunk of damage. Draco Meteor will kill. Let's see. I could also go into Oil Spill. Oil Spill's a pretty free swap. And I'm trying to think, what do I need Oil Spill for? Honestly, mainly the Regieleki, but I also have Magma Zone for Regieleki, so I think I'm going to go into Oil Spill here. They could go for a knock, which would kind of suck, but it is what it is. This doesn't force, should be fine. Yeah, this should be fine, I imagine. We are going to see a Spirit Shackle, so this is not going to deal that much damage. Let's go. And this also reveals that it's physical. 366. Oh no, I can no longer escape. I'm a muck that can no longer escape against the Decidueye. Let's see, 366. That took me down to like 12. You're not adamant. Yeah, okay. This is fine. This is fine. I'm going to go for a knockoff here. Knockoff for free. We are going to see a U-turn. That's just more pivoting. Alright. We're doing alright. We're doing okay so far. I'm very curious to see what wants to come in. It's probably going to be Lando if I had to guess. Lando makes a lot of sense here. They could be fearing an Ice Punch, though, so I could see them not going to Lando. We could see Passimian. We're going to see Shinko Windy. That sounds like a Lando. That is a Lando. Alrighty, so we're going to go for a knockoff here. We're going to see what you are. Boom. Does a decent chunk of damage. And we get the Poison, which is awesome. So Landorus, Therian. We're going to knock off the lefty, so you're a bulky set. That's good to know. I'm honestly pretty tempted to go for an Ice Punch here on a U-turn. Or Rocks. I think them setting up, especially if you're lefties, I think you're going for Rocks. I think that makes a lot of sense here. So let's see here. Earthquake. Earthquake will probably kill. but can I punish that? I could go into Crooked, but I don't want to go into Crooked on a U-turn. I could also go into Hydra. I don't want to go into Hydra on a U-turn either, though, because that would be pretty rough. Do I want to lose my AV here? Not really. I don't think you're going to let me stay. I don't think you're going to predict me to swap, and if I go for an EQ on a Hydra switch, that's very heavily punished. So I think I'd go for Ice Punch here on either a knockoff or a Rocks. U-turn could suck here, but I think I'm going to go for an Ice Punch here. We're going to see Rocks, so we are going to immediately punish this Lando. This is amazing. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but it's still going to do quite a bit. Boom. Ice Punch, bada bing, bada boom. That is perfect for me. Okay, so we are going to see them take more Poison Chip. I think they're going to let this go. I think they might go for EQ now. We could see a knock. Could see a knock. We could see an EQ. I could go into Crook. I don't think you're going for a U-turn, so I think I might go Crook here. What gives me the most momentum? Most momentum gives me would be, I don't want to lose the Life Orb on Hydra. I don't think that's very valuable. I think, ooh, this is so tough. This is very tough. This is a very tough situation. I think the best play for me to make here is going into Crooked and Intimidating. So I'm going to go into Crooked and with the Intimidate. I think this is the best overall play, especially if I'm fearing a knockoff. That's kind of my main fear is knockoff right now. So we're going to go into Crooked. We see the Pointed Stones. That's fine. Alright, let's see what they go for here. We do see U-turn. Okay, that sucks. That doesn't do, like, too much damage, though. We're probably going to see maybe the Palafin switch in. We could see Palafin here. Let's see. Palafin, if you're the base form. Flip turn is 54 to 64%. If you're the base form and you're Adamant, you're going to see Mahiro Ryan. I think that's actually Decidueye. No, that's Passimian. Okay, so Passimian comes in. That tells me you might be Choice Scarf then. I think that makes a lot of sense if you're Choice Scarf here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and swap. I could swap into Siren on a CC. How well does Siren take this hit? I knew Passimian had a chance of showing up here, but I knew it had a chance of showing up here. We should be able to take anything this thing wants to throw at me, and if you don't go for U-turn, this is an amazing situation for me. So I'm going to go into this Pokemon. We could see Landorus being a sack if they do stay in with Passimian here. I think that makes a lot of sense. So I wish I had Flip Turn, but I don't. It is what it is. All right, we're just gonna see U-turn. Okay, that makes sense. So U-turn, we could see Regieleki come in. That was a crit. That's unfortunate. We could see Decidueye return as well. I think Decidueye makes a lot of sense. This is a very, so right now he's got momentum, which sucks. The sooner I can get Rocks up, the better, but that's gonna be harder with Crook being chipped, which is unfortunate. It's okay though. Landorus is already very heavily chipped, which is great. I'm a big fan of that. They're taking their time to think, so they might be worried about this being like a Choice Scarf set against Decidueye, which is very interesting. I'm very interested that they haven't gone straight into Decidueye. And this is not Decidueye, this is Regieleki, actually. Interesting. So Regieleki, let's see your Thunderbolt. I really don't think you click Supercell here. I am at 236. I can take a, well, not reliably. Okay, never mind, I can't take a Thunderbolt. I think I go Magnezone here, right? Magnezone is just always the play. I'm gonna go Magnezone. Magnezone should always be my switch in for this anyways, because nothing Regieleki can do can hurt Magnezone. This is the main reason I have Magnezone in the first place, so I am very much okay with this. Let's see. Landorus being so heavily chipped is amazing for Magnezone late game, I will say. Magnezone is looking really, really nice here. I don't think they go for Volt Switch on a Crook. I think that's very greedy if they do that. They could, but I don't... Okay, they do. Wow. Okay, fair enough. Alright. That does a lot of damage. Was that a crit? That was a crit. Okay. A bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. We could see Landorus come in. I don't think so, though. I think it's probably going to be maybe Decidueye. Decidueye switch makes a lot of sense here. We could also see Passimian. Passimian makes sense here. Yeah, Passimian's going to be at the switch. Okay. So last time, I need to keep this thing alive, unfortunately. So I think this time they are going to go for a close combat, and there's not much I can do about it. Hum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. What do I do here? The sooner I can get into Hydrapple and Terra, the better. Let's see. Passimian your Scarf. Close combat is 39 to 46%. I think I'm going to have to go into... I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go into this Pokemon. U-turn would suck, actually. I don't think you click U-turn, though. I feel like you don't click U-turn on a Magnezone. I think that's crazy if you click U-turn on a Magnezone. Let's see what they do here. They could click U-turn. They click CC. Okay. We got this play right. I think you're choiced. I think you are choiced. That is my assumption. So I'm immediately going to just Terra, and I'm going to go for... I could go for Giga Drain here. Decidueye could be the switch. Landers could also be the switch. I think switching into Decidueye makes the most sense here. So if I'm Terra Fairy, Decidueye comes in. Terra Blast does over half to an offensive Decidueye. So I think I'm just going to click Terra Blast here, actually. Yeah, I'll just click Terra Blast here. I'll Terra and click Terra Blast. This also could possibly not be Scarf. Nothing that they go for should KO me, though, which is pretty nice. I'm a big fan of that. I would really love to get Hazards up as soon as possible. If I can get in a position where I can get, whatchamacallit on the field, Crook, and go for Rocks, probably against Diancie. I think that makes the most sense. That would be ideal. We're going to see a Silent Zuka. That's going to be, is that Decidueye? That is Decidueye. This might kill Decidueye depending on the rolls and stuff like that, which will be very interesting. So we're going to go for this. Bada bing, bada boom. Reveal the Terra Fairy. And we are going for Terra Blast here, which might just straight up kill Decidueye, which would be really solid. I would greatly appreciate that. We're going to go for Terra Blast. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, let's see here how much damage this does. Does it kill? It does not. Okay. But we also reveal Life Orb. So I'm going to immediately swap here, and I'm going to go into... Oh, is that Citrus Berry? Citrus Berry. Okay, fair enough. You should die to another one, though, so that's okay. I'm immediately swapping out, obviously, and I'm going to go into Oil Spill. That's just my free swap. Landorus can't switch in here, so this is fine. I need... Let's see, Diancie is the problem Pokemon. Diancie's the problem Pokemon. This is so hard. We see Roost. Okay, fair enough. So we do see Roost here. Okay. That's really solid, actually. I think I just click Knockoff here. If Landorus wants to come in, it can. Yeah, if Landorus wants to come in, it can. I click Knockoff here. We see U-turn, obviously. That makes sense. I think Landorus is going to come in and be the sack. I think that makes the most sense. I kind of wish I was Rocky Helmet now on Hydrapple. That Rocky Helmet, I almost ran Rocky Helmet on Hydra. Let's see. We're going to see that's Lando. So Lando's going to come in and it's going to die to the Alolan Muck, which is great. That is great for me. So Knockoff, Landorus dies. Awesome. So, we could see Diancie come in here. Diancie switching in would be a bit of a problem. I would be concerned about that because Muck can't really punish Diancie that well, and I've seen the Terras that Terra Diancie can, or well, Terra Diancie, it's not Terra, but I've seen the Terras that Diancie can do. And I don't have a lot of ways to punish that, except for Poison Touch. So I think, I mean, I do have, okay, I have Magnezone. Magnezone is a way I can punish. Because, yeah, Flash Cannon is going to do a crap ton of damage, and if I get one poison off, Diancie can't set up Sweep Me. So that will always be my play. So Diancie, I think, is just going to really struggle in this matchup. We're going to see this Pokemon switch in. Okay. I think here, let's see, I do still like having Oil Spill around. I think you're going to go for U-turn, though, on the Hydra. I think you're going to go for U-turn on Hydra, right? I think that makes the most sense. So do I stay in? I think I do, and I click Knock. I'm going to click Knock. This could be, yeah, I need to wait. I need to start punishing, like, just constant switching. That's what I need to start punishing here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm okay with Muck going down here because the main checks that Muck were here for didn't show up, so I am okay with Muck going down. We're going to see a U-turn, okay? Doesn't kill, so something is losing the item, and it could also get Poison Touched, which would be really nice. That would be really awesome here, I won't lie. We could see Decidueye. I don't think Decidueye comes in on a knockoff potential and also getting Poison Touched. It doesn't hold an item, but I don't think it's coming in here. We could see, I think Diancie makes the most sense here. We're going to see Die with Scarlet. Is that Diancie? That is going to be Diancie. So Diancie switches in. We're going to go for knockoff here. Boom. Well, you knock off whatever item it has. It's the Power Herb, so it's a Meteor Beam set. That's cool. Okay. I think I'm just going to go for... I could go... I think I'm going to go for an Ice Punch here. I like Ice Punch here, just so that way I can get some more damage in either Freeze or Poison, both of which would be really, really solid here. So I think I'm going to go for that play. I don't really need Muck anymore, because it's not a switch into Decidueye. So we're going to go for this play. We get the Poison. Let's go. Muck is leaving his mark. We love to see that. Okay. We already seen Earth Power. It should knock out Muck here. It doesn't because Muck is the greatest Pokemon known to man. Oh my god, I love Alolan Muck. That's crazy. I'm going to go for a knockoff. I'm just going to go for knockoff for fun. And then here, if they don't switch, if they either switch out, lose an item, and possibly get another Pokemon poison, Or this gives me a free switch into Crook. We are going to get the free switch into Crook, which is great. We're going to see Trick Room, actually. Okay, very cool, very, very cool. I was wondering if they were going to bring Trick Room here. I think Trick Room, I think that's going to hurt them in the long run, though. I do think that's going to hurt them in the long run. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to hurt them in the long run, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to go for another knock. We're going to see a Meteor Beam. Okay. So we've seen Meteor Beam, we've seen Earth Power, we've seen Trick Room. Okay. We're going to go for a knockoff here. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice. Now, what I could do here, actually, we know they're going for Meteor Beam. I could switch into Magnezone here, take the hit, and then switch back into a Lone Muck to stall out Trick Room turns. Oh, I'm going to do that, actually. That sounds like a good plan. Alrighty. We're going to go Magnezone here. Diancie is a terrifying Pokemon, but I'm very glad we knocked off the Power Herb now. I was wondering if Trick Room was going to come, so that's really cool. Oh my gosh, Magnezone! Magnezone, why? Magnezone, oh my god. Diancie's powerful. I forgot how powerful Diancie is. I'm sorry, Diancie, I underestimated your game. Okay, so you're hurt by poison. Ugh. Okay, I didn't expect to take that much. I'm gonna go back into my Alolan Muck and sack it off here. Alright. Let's see. How do I beat Regieleki now? Regieleki's the problem. Regieleki is the problem. Let's see. Diancie is going to go for Moonblast. Fails the Moonblast. That's fine. We are going to see, do they die from poison here? They do. Great. Okay, so Diancie's off the field. That is perfect. Does Trick Room end this turn? It does not. So I'm going to go into a Hydrapple here and I click Draco on whatever wants to switch in. That is great for me. That is fantastic for me. Silent Suzuka, that's going to be the Decidueye. I'm okay with that. We're going to go into Worms, and I'm clicking Draco. Every single time here I click Draco. That is the freest button click I make here. Draco Meteor is going to nuke something off the face of the earth. Hopefully, Decidueye dies. It doesn't. Man. Okay, we're probably going to see a Roost here then. We're probably going to see a Roost here. We see Spirit Shackle, actually. Okay, fair enough. Alright, well played. Twisted Dimensions return to normal and I can't escape. Yeah, I guess that was a mistake then. I think I have to hope for a crit, unfortunately. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I didn't mean to do that, but you know what? It's fine. I meant to go for a Draco, but it's fine. Let's see, yeah. Onesie played this really well. I won't lie. Onesie did play this really well. I'm impressed. Bada bing, bada boom. Does a lot of damage. We are going to die to this. Yeah, that was smart. Really well played. I messed up on that front. We're going to see a Roost here, that's fine. Again, if I get one crit here, then this Decidueye dies. So we're going to go for this. We don't get it, unfortunately. I should have gone into Araquanid. Araquanid was the Pokemon I should have gone into here. So that was a mistake on my end. Yeah. I messed up. I messed up by going into this Pokemon. Fair enough. Okay. How do I win this game? How do I... Okay. I think... I don't know if I can, actually. I won't lie to you. I don't know if I can win this game. I might not be able to. Yeah, this is tough. This is very tough. Do I go into Water Balloon? How well does Araquanid take a hit from the Decidueye? Not very well. I think I have to set up webs. Yeah, I want to set up webs. This is tough. This is very tough. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to set up my webs. And pray to God we don't die to a Spirit Shackle. We might die to a Spirit Shackle here. Maybe I should have gone to Crook first. Yeah, this is very interesting. This is a very interesting game. I'm pretty sure that Passimian is Choice Scarf. That makes the most sense to me. In which case, we are going to really heavily struggle getting through that. I think we do straight up lose to Regieleki and Scarf Passimian. I don't think there's a way I can beat them, unfortunately, as much as that sucks. We're going to see Spirit Shackle. Does that kill? Hopefully not. Let's go, Araquanid. I'm so proud of you. Okay, you can no longer escape. That's fine. I don't care. We're setting up our webs. So we set up our webs, and I'm just going to go for a... I have to go for Sticky Web here. I can't switch. We're going to see another Spirit Shackle. Decidueye putting in all the work. I'm going to go... I have to go into Crook here and pray that we can live a Leaf Blade, it looks like. I do think you're more defensive. That is something to keep in mind. We're going to go into Crooked. That makes the most sense. We should be able to take whatever hit this thing throws at me. So that should be fine. I think here I'm just going to go for Roar. That's what I'm going to do. And then whatever wants to switch in, we could see a defog here as well. I could see defog being an option here. If defog's an option, then that sucks. We'll see, though. We will see. I don't know if you run defog on this set. We've seen Roost, we've seen Spirit Shackled. I think that's all we've seen. You probably have a grass move, but you could have defog, actually. You really could have defog. This is going to be very interesting. I'm very interested to see what they go into here. I don't think Regieleki is choiced, because if it is choiced and they went for a Volt Switch against a possible Crook Switch, that's pretty crazy. I have mad respect if that is the case, but that is also pretty crazy. So I'm very curious. This is a really tough match. We are going to see the swap, so something is switching in here. What is it going to be? It's going to be Passimian. We're going to roar out the Passimian. Caught in the Sticky Web. Okay. So depending on what switches back in here, we are going to see the Defiant. Okay, that's actually good to know as well. Okay. We switch out. We switch that Pokemon out. We could see Passimian. Regieleki. Okay. Regieleki comes in. You have to swap here. You do not want... You have to swap or either Terra. You have to swap or Terra here. Regieleki. Can you kill me if you Terra Blast, Terra Ice? Is the question. You can... Depends on your spread. I think. It looks like it depends on your spread. Do I want to set up rocks or do I want to roar? I want damage. That's what I want. I'm going to go for knock. Yeah, I'm going to go for knock. I want damage. We are going to see the Terra. I think we lose this, unfortunately. Really well played by my opponent once again. But I'm trying to think. Yeah, this is tough, dude. This is tough. Let's see if we live this hit. We might not, we might. Let's see, crossing fingers. Here we go. Do we live this hit? Survey says... Boom! We do not. Okay, I think that's just GG's then. I think that's just GG's. Unless... I'm trying to think. Is there any way I win this? I don't think so, unfortunately. I think there's zero chance I win this. I think there is absolutely zero chance I win this game. Because... Yeah. Is there a way? Is there a way I can win this? I don't think so. I think I lose. I'm trying to think of a way. How do I win this? How do I lose this? I think, oh, this is so tough. Let's see here. Decidueye. A Steel Beam will straight up kill Decidueye, but that's not the threat. I think do I Flash Cannon or do I Thunderbolt? I think I Thunderbolt. They're thinking too. I think, yeah, we see a Volt Switch that also confirms they're not choice. Is that a crit? No, wow, okay, so just straight up killed. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. There were a couple of crits that mattered, but I also got a couple poison touches that mattered. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. This should be a Choice Scarf Passimian switching in. Yep, this is a Choice Scarf Passimian switching in. That makes sense. Who could have guessed? We might be able to pick up a singular kill. Probably not, though. Unfortunately, it do be like that sometimes. I'm gonna go into Siren, and yeah. Really well played by my opponent. I should have gone into Araquanid on the Decidueye. That's what I should have done. That was really, really well played by them. I should have gone into that and done that. I'm going to lock myself in the Moonblast. That's my only option. You're going to see a Gunk Shot. They miss. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So low-key Choice Specs might be able to do something here. Low-key Choice Specs might be able to do something. I mean, Regieleki comes in and kills me. Regieleki comes in and kills me, right? Surely Regieleki comes in and kills me. Surely Regieleki comes in and kills me. Yeah, that's Regieleki, right? Yeah, that's Regieleki. I mean, it'd be crazy if we live. It'd be crazy. Volt Switch. Okay, yeah, that's the right play. Yeah, and we die. Okay, so at least we only lose 3-0. Really well played by my opponent. Again, I know I keep saying that, but... yeah, my right play should have been that... I knew that rocks were going to be an issue. The Lando set does not surprise me at all. I wish I was able to get rocks up sooner with Crook. If I was able to get rocks up, then this would have been a very different game. I think that, yeah, I'm trying to think. The main throw was the Araquanid. That was the main issue. I should have gone to Araquanid over Hydrapple. At the very least with the Araquanid, I could have spammed the Lunge, and I also could have spammed the Leech Life against Decidueye. So... ultimately, they would have, yeah, that was the wrong play by me to do that. It is what it is, though. GG's to my opponent. They played this really, really well. And mad respect on the Vicinian, mad respect on everything that they brought. Once again, GG's to 1Z Bayonet. Their link to the side of the battle will be down in the description below if they do upload, and their channel will be down there as well. And yeah, I think without any further ado, that's going to go ahead and do it. We are currently 3-4. We're not out of it, but we need to win our last game if we want to make playoffs. So crossing fingers we do that. But thank you all so much for watching regardless. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And yeah, here's hoping week 8 goes a little better. We'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!